Have you ever heard a sound that no one else could? A sound that seemed to be calling just for you. For 3 friends, Leo, Mia, and Chloe. That sound was a mysterious silver bell, echoing through the dead of night. While everyone else slept, their hearts, filled with curiosity and a little bit of bravery, told them they had to follow it. The ringing led them away from the quiet streets of their town and deep into the whispering woods. The further they went, the stranger things became. The path beneath their feet started to shimmer, and glowing moss lit their way. It was a trail of pure light, leading them down, 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 beneath the roots of an ancient oak tree. When they opened their eyes, they weren't in the woods anymore. They were in Luminara, a hidden fairy kingdom glittering with 1,000 tiny lights. The air hummed with magic. They were greeted by the most amazing sights. A fairy queen whose gown shimmered like a captured galaxy, a clever fox with emerald eyes who spoke in riddles, and even a tiny knight crafted entirely from sparkling glass. These were the guardians of the kingdom, and they looked worried. They explained that the beautiful silver bell, the very heart of Luminara, had been stolen from the highest tower. A shadow of fear fell over the radiant kingdom. The queen explained the terrible truth. The bell held all of Luminara's magic. If it wasn't returned to its rightful place by sunrise, the entire kingdom, the glowing flowers, the talking animals, the shimmering fairies would all fade away into nothing, as if they had never existed. The clock was ticking, and the first light of dawn was only a few hours away. The friends knew they couldn't just stand by. They had to help. Their quest began immediately. It was a journey straight out of a storybook. They had to navigate a river that flowed not with water, but with liquid moonlight, its surface cool and silvery to the touch. Next, they faced the candy cliffs, towering walls of sparkling rock candy that they had to climb, careful not to slip on the sugary ledges. Along the way, enchanted fireflies blinked in patterns, whispering riddles that tested their wits and their courage. Every step brought them closer to the thief and closer to the rising sun. Finally, in a dark, mossy cave, they found it. The silver bell was clutched in the hands of a small, hunched figure. But this wasn't some terrifying monster. It was a goblin, with big, lonely eyes filled with tears. He wasn't evil at all. He confessed that he had heard stories about the bell's magic and believed that if he made a wish on it, he could finally have a friend. He just didn't want to be alone anymore. The friends' hearts went out to him. They understood what it felt like to be lonely. Instead of fighting, they offered him their friendship. Together, the 4 of them rushed back to the Queen's tower just as the first rays of sunlight touched the horizon. They placed the bell back on its pedestal, and a wave of brilliant light washed over Luminara, restoring its magic and saving it from vanishing. The goblin had found his friends, and the kingdom was safe. As a thank you, the fairy queen gave the children a special gift, a promise. From that day on, whenever they heard their ordinary school bell ring, a tiny spark of Luminara's magic would shine for them, a secret reminder of the incredible world they had saved. Thank you so much for joining us on this magical adventure. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from Beyond the Veil. See you next time.